Good afternoon. Hopefully you enjoy the work and captures that I do recording the Mormons using Chinese pilots to gang war and gangbang, pollute the air, and go after people's personal private properties, because that's what's been going on by the Mormon Mafia, known as Bird Acquisition LLC. Originally its name was Transpac Aviation, and then it got noise abated out of Scottsdale, Arizona for flying too low over the top of Scottsdale residents. They caught on real fast. Scottsdale people are really picky. Trust me. You've been to Scottsdale, they picky. But here we are dealing with an ongoing, everyday basis of Deer Valley utilizing Chinese pilots, kids, children, and flying them over the top of Whitman, Arizona, Morristown, Arizona, and also US 60 below VFR, because that's what Mormons do. See, Mormons ban the Bible in their state because obviously they don't want to use the Bible. They'll use the Bible to, for their cause, but as soon as the Bible says, hey, you can't be doing certain things, obviously, the Mormons, well, we'll just outlaw that in our schools. We won't let anybody use the Bible, the Holy Bible. I guarantee they won't outlaw the Book of Mormon in Utah, I promise. But they'll ban the King James Version of the Bible, because obviously it tells you exactly what's going to happen and how it's going to happen. And it's being done right now, actively. The Mormon Church has been hijacked by Masonry, Freemasonry, Bilderbergs, and Bohemian Grovers. Heavy-duty Satanism is sitting over the top of the Mormon Church now. And so we're dealing with the flack of the invasion of pilots basically polluting the air, doing biodumps on top of people with their air conditioning scoop vents on the top of the aircraft, on the bottom of the aircraft, center bottom. You look, trust me, we've seen them doing biodumps over the top of Morristown, Arizona. But you can definitely tell that the Chinese Mormons, Asian Mormons, have a hard vendetta of taking their aircraft from Deer Valley over here, Deer Valley, and flying them over the top of US 60 vehemently. And it's been an ongoing problem. The FAA was reported, this was reported to the FAA back in 2016, if I remember right, February 2016. And the FAA did nothing about it except for the very next day after the report went through, the Mormons decided to dispatch 25 aircraft into the Morristown zone area. If you don't believe me, you just go look up N284 PA or N309 PA or N423 PA. What I've been doing here lately, especially on my second YouTube channel, Not AeroGuard, is I basically put up videos, so when you Google search tail numbers, you're going to see my videos. Because obviously the Mormons like to scoot, high-power Mormons are keeping the Google search results geared towards them, because they don't want you knowing what I'm exposing people to, as far as like people in Hawaii bitched about low-flying aircraft flying over their houses because the, not U.S. Customs, but it was U.S. Marshal Service, was looking for criminals. So what I found out was they were putting criminals in these neighborhoods, right? Shuttling them into these neighborhoods and then flying aircraft over the top, consistently hammering people with high-power RF, and then polluting their air, and of course driving them insane, because that's what they were doing to the people in Morristown. Trust me, a lot of people left Morristown because of Transpac Aviation flying Chinese pilots, showing Chinese pilots how to pollute the air and gang war and gangbang below VFR. Yes, below 500 feet AGL is basically what Transpac has mastered over the top of the northwest and west-hand side of Phoenix with their aircraft. Have you noticed that most of these lines are orange and yellow? Okay, orange and yellow, okay, just so you know, and basically they fly around with hacked altimeters and hacked ADS-B. But that's the Mormon Mafia for you, right? It can bribe and pay and extort. It can do whatever it wants to any person it wants. Remember? It's got money. The only way you can solve this problem is taking away the Bank of Utah's cash flow, along with Bank of California's cash flow, leading into Arizona. So therefore, if they can't pay for the fuel anymore, the Chinese can't fly around spy devices for China, okay? Because that's what it is. China's spying on the United States, and the Mormons are happily letting it happen, as obviously the FAA over in Scottsdale is letting it happen too. So this rabbit hole goes very deep when it comes to the Mafia. So the only thing I can tell you is when you look at these pictures and images, as it'll delay for a second, you ain't got to sit and worry about it. Trust me, their airplanes ain't going anywhere. But you can see what the Transpac Aviation Academy Bird Acquisition LLC has been doing to the west-hand side of Phoenix on US 60. Why, you ask? Why? Why are they doing this? Because what they're doing is they're driving everybody off their property so they can go and buy up the properties on the cheap. This has been an ongoing problem by the Mormons up in Morristown, Arizona, as my neighbors came forward and told me about the Mormon invasion going on. And they said, good luck, because obviously you're dealing with rich and powerful Mormon, Mason, Freemasonry mafias. Okay? But needless to say, what I've been doing is concentrating my effort to getting all the YouTube search results or Google search results pointed to the Not AeroGuard YouTube channel instead of to the Weather Wars 102 channel, because obviously it's being gang stalked by Bohemian Grove. So any video that goes up on that YouTube channel will automatically trigger what we call a distraction response. That's all I can tell you. A distraction. Oh, Mormons and Masons are really good at distractions. But anywho, as I go to upload this video, just think about the next time you go up and you look at the pretty blue sky without the lines putting into it, because obviously our government likes lying to us about it and then charging us health care while they're spraying the air for nuclear power plants to do their wet surface air cooling. So, like I said, as we take over all the YouTube search results for N4133D, N912PA, N417PA, all the Mormon Mafia Chinese airplane flown. And by the way, the SkyWest aircraft like 749, 821, 822 are generally flown by rich white people. Okay? But most of the Transpac aviation aircraft are flying Chinese pilots. Student solo, as I found out a long time ago. Man, we figured this out a long time ago. But obviously you don't see this in the news anymore. You know, that's how well sequestered the Mormons have the news outlets here in Phoenix, Arizona. They won't tell you about the gangbanging, gang warfare conducted by the Mormon Church using IRS stolen money, church, LDS church money, California, Bohemian Grove money being invested here in Phoenix, southwest and northwest hand side of Phoenix, Arizona. That's all I can tell you. In my opinion, we're under attack and have been under attack since 2015, 2016, when a bunch of people came to me and said, hey, why are these airplanes flying over at the top of our house? And I was like, I ain't got a clue, but I'll find out. And we did. Transpac Aviation, training Chinese pilots on how to pollute the air, break VFR regulations, and basically piss off a bunch of neighbors because they want your property. The Mormons want your property on US 60. So just keep that in mind as they build a wall from Sun City going to Wickenburg. Smell you later. Bohemian Grove, Masonry, Freemasonry, invading the United States using Chinese pilots. Some little Asians, but mostly Chinese. That's what mostly 90% of the people's hair color was black, just so you know. Smell you later.